Hi, it's Jordan Teen 1, and today I'm going to show you how to make this really cute and easy little skate using rubber bands and a paper clip. So this is something that my aunt used to do with crochet years and years ago, and I had actually done a version of this on the Loom. And since I've been doing a lot of rubber band crochet or Loomigurumi for quite some time now, I thought this would be a great thing to do with just the hook. To make your skate charm, you're going to need a hook of some sort. So I'm going to be using the Rainbow Loom metal hook, but you can use a crochet hook or whatever you have on hand. You're going to need a paper clip, and I have the smaller size. It's a little bit bigger than an inch. And then as far as my band counts go, I'm going to be using 27 green and 9 white. We're going to begin by making 6 single crochets going across the paper clip. So I'm starting on the right and working my way to the left, and I do have 2 bands in each pile because I'm going to be using double bands. So basically it's like you're doing a regular single crochet, but you're using 2 bands at a time instead of 1. So I find that it's better that way. It makes it nice and tight along the paper clip. And as far as the positioning of the clip, you want to use the solid part on the bottom. You can see at the top here it doesn't quite go all the way across, this extra piece of wire. So you want to use the solid piece on the bottom. And I have this little end where the other inside piece meets towards the right. So I'm pushing through. I'm going to take my first 2 bands, grab them, they're going to come through, back on, so you have 4 loops to deal with instead of your normal 2, and you want the end 2 to pull through the other 2. Then you're going back through again, grabbing the next 2, again pull them through, back on, so now you have your 6 loops, and the end 2 loops are going to pull through the other 4. And now this time when I go through, I'm going to go through this middle section as well. So I'm reaching through there, pull through my next 2, back on, 6 loops, and the end 2 we're going to pull through the other 4. And you can see this sort of is sliding around, but that's okay, just push it back so it's up on top. Again, you're going to go through. So this is my 4th set of bands. Pull through the others. And it might get a little tricky because you're dealing with the end here of this upper part of the wire. Just do your best to work around that. So that was my 5th set. And then I have one more. Should basically take you to the end of that wire. So if you turn it over, you can just sort of move these around till you get them pretty much all on the top. In the second row, you'll need 6 bands, and we're just doing single bands for this row. So it's going to be 1 single crochet in each stitch. So this is what we had done so far. Our hook ended over here on the left. And now what you're going to do is flip this around so your hook is on the right. And we still need to be going in through that same side as we did for the first row, but now since we turned this, it's facing the back. So for this row, we're going to be always going in through the back. So starting here, let me just get this more in focus. You're going to be going under the first stitch, and the stitch is a little sideways V here, and it's going to be thicker since we use double bands, but you're going to push through. You can see where this band is coming up through those loops. You're going to go back under that, so go under all of those loops. You're going to take your first band, it's going to pull through, back on, and then one is going to pull through those other 3 loops. And then you're moving over to your next stitch, pushing under, again always from the back this time. So now you're just going to have 3 loops and one through the other 2. Again to the next one, we have a single, and then the next, just make sure you're going under all the loops. And then the next one here. And then technically you're going to be out of stitches to go under, but we're going to create our last stitch for the 6th one. If you see the bands here that are wrapping around at the end here, I'll pull it out so you can see. We're going to just reach under those right at the end of the paper clip, and we're taking our last band, pulling up through, back on, and one through the other 2. So that's what it should look like. In the 3rd row, you'll just need 3 bands. And again, we ended over here on the left, so you're going to be flipping this around. And then we're going to be going in through from the front once again. So starting on the bands coming up through, you're going to go through this stitch, pushing through from the front, just single bands again. So it's 1, move over to the next stitch, and then 1 more stitch over. We need 3 bands for the 4th row. So again, you're going to have to flip this. So the toe of the skate is pointing towards the right, and now once again you're going to have to go in through from the back. So through this first one that your band is coming up through, pushing from the back. And technically we're going to only have 2 stitches. So here's 1, and then the next one is our 2nd stitch, and then we're kind of going to have to create the 3rd stitch. So if you look here, you can see what looks like sort of like a stitch, but it's technically not. But it does have that V shape, but it's going to be smaller and tighter. From the back, you're going to have to push through those 2 loops, and that's how we're creating our next stitch. You'll need 3 bands for row 5, and once again you're going to flip this so the toe is pointing towards the left, and we're going to be going from front to back. So again, we're going to have the 2 actual stitches, so that's 1, 2, and then we're going to create one here. It's going to be a little tight, go through that, and that's going to be our 3rd. For the 6th row, I'm going to switch to white, and I have 9 bands. So we're going to do 2 single crochet in the first stitch, and we are going to be using double bands, and then 1 in each of the next 2 stitches, and then 1 final band to tie it off. So here's where we left off, and you need the toe pointing towards the right, and we are going to have to be going in through from the back. So I'm going to go through this first stitch. I'm going to do 2 single crochet, so I have my first set of bands. I am going to pull through everything since it's a slip stitch, we're changing color, and 2 through the other 2, and then I'm going to go back through that same stitch from the back, and I am going to go under this green loop here as well. And I'm going to take my second set of bands. It's going to come through, and I need it to go under this green loop, so I'm just going to use my fingers and do that. Get the other end back on, so I have the 6 loops, and then the end 2 will pull through the other 4. And then into the next stitch. We have just one single crochet with our double loops, and then we're making that third stitch, so it's a little bit tight, but you're going under from the back. You have your last set, pull through, back on, and then pull through. So now I have one band left I'm going to just use to tie this off. So from the back here, I'm just going to go under a couple loops through the white there, take this band, and I'm going to pull through everything, back on, and then one's going to go through the other and pull nice and tight for a slip knot. So if you wanted to, you could leave this loop to hang this on a tree or really anywhere around the house. If you don't want this, you would just have to go under some bands on the back here and just pull this loop underneath to hide it. And then if you need to do any kind of adjusting, you can. You want to make sure that the bands are staying up on the top part of the paper clip here, and you can round the toe how you like it. And if you need to mess with the boot shape at all. And then your little skate charm is done. I hope that everyone loves their new little charms. You can always leave me comments on YouTube and Facebook. You can post pictures to my Facebook page. I love to see everyone's creations. And you can also feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and that way you can stay up to date when I have new tutorials available. You can also find me on Pinterest and Instagram, so please feel free to post pictures and comments there too, and subscribe to those as well. Thanks for watching!